This is Luke Paulson, the Catholic Conservative, and welcome to the news of the week for
July 29th, 2023.
And if you enjoy these videos, do not forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more.
The IRS Whistle-Blowers. 2 IRS whistleblowers have come forward and testified before Congress. The 80,000 IRS agents that were going to harass conservatives never would have touched these crimes. The two allege deep crimes between the Biden administration and his son. Some of the deals even go back to before he was president. This may implicate Obama, but that may be asking a bit much. The fact remains that these men risked and destroyed their careers to bring this forward. If they are lying, their jobs are destroyed and there may be perjury charges. However, if they are telling the truth, their jobs are destroyed. Either way, their jobs are destroyed, and so it might do well to listen to them. To my knowledge, none of their claims have been disproven by the media industrial complex. The Democrat establishment must be sweating bullets. Subway is a big story. Moving on to an unjust persecutor.
Don't you mean prosecutor? No!
Charging a now former president with a crime that he had nothing to do with and tried to stop is not enough. CNN, looking for something to fill the airwaves, decided to talk about the persecutor's lunch.
Clearly wanted us to see him and that image to be very different from what we saw in the former president's post, which is that he's a deranged individual.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can count probably 5 or 6 sandwich shops between his office and that location that he was at earlier today. He stood in line just like everybody.
Yeah, they actually spent airtime on this. They know that the case has no ground. But if they make it sound important, the sheeple may believe it to be important too. The sound of freedom reigns. The sound of freedom continues to soar. I finally got a chance to see it, and the theater was almost sold out by the time I got there. The fact remains that the people have spoken, and this is what they want. Now I have spoken at length that we do not need politics in movies and television, especially since the movies and television in question are first for entertainment. This was created for a political message, and everyone knows it. How about we have political commentary for both sides, but then just leave the rest of it for entertainment? Is it any wonder that it is outperforming major motion pictures from Hollywoke? A Musical Debacle. Jason Aldean created one of the greatest country songs with a political commentary of the past decade. Granted, today's country is generally not that good anyway, but I digress. Try that in a small town decries all of the violence that is occurring as a result of the Black Crimes Matter mobs. Aldean made the executive decision that during his music video that he would only show people with low melanin overreacting. Then the Democrats started projecting their own racism against people with high melanin onto the video. This assumption just proves that they were the only racist ones all along. This week, Aldean had to take 2 clips out of the video over copyright claims. Naturally, he was attacked for caving to the woke mob. However, it was just copyright claims. Even those who supported him decided to just believe the headlines of the fake news. It really is quite sad. The plea deal fails. Nothing about what is going on with Hunter Biden is normal. The plea deal that Hunter was going to get essentially gave him freedom from all future prosecution. That, in my book, would have been enough to reject the plea deal. After all, I am sure that there is a lot more illegal activity going on. However, it gets even worse. A member of his legal team, claiming to be from the prosecution, asked to keep anything that was testified in Congress to not be included in the hearing. That is easy to debunk. All you have to do is call the prosecution's office to confirm this. Now the judge is angry and wants everything else done by the book. Hunter Biden started with little sympathy and now he gets none. Karine changes the narrative. Karine, affirmative action hire, did not get the job based on her qualifications. That much we know. She has been telling us since all of this first came out that the president had no communication with his son about his business dealings. Now, she has said this.
The White House and the president still stand behind his comment that he's never been involved and has never even spoken to his son about his business.
So I've been asked this question a million times. The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son. I just don't have anything else to add.
And you boys thought I wouldn't notice?
And notice we did. Those are 2 very different things. Now that she cannot deny that the 2 men discussed business, such as his father being put on speakerphone to impress clients, and Brandon's blackmail to get the prosecutor fired. Now we are told that they were not in business together. We noticed her language, and she knows that she is lying.
How do you live with yourself? It's not easy.
Education in Florida. I suppose I need to address the elephant in the room with Florida before I go on to important news. The educational standard for Florida now teaches that the enslaved learn valuable life skills that they could keep. Naturally, this is being attacked by every liberal media outlet. I live in North Texas surrounded by horses, so I did a simple search. I did not find much, but I did find some evidence to corroborate the story. I am not sure that the phrasing was perfect, but it was good enough for government work. There was a lot of work to be done in stables, and this was not always done by hired hands. Skills were learned, involuntarily learned, but learned nonetheless. Now, as a general rule, when something is called racist by the fake news, it is a distraction. However, remember that when there is a distraction, there is a bigger story that is covered up. PragerU Kids materials can now be used in Florida classrooms. Materials that teach a love of country and not the blackwashed history of America. Other states are signing up. A revolution is coming, and coming soon. Securing a border is cruel. Governor Greg Abbott has to secure the southern border because President Trump is not in office. What does an international border have to do with a governor rather than the president, you may ask? Simply put, it is the job of the president to secure the national border. And President Trump did that. However, President Biden does not. Most recently, Governor Abbott is deploying buoys, barbed wire, and
Have sharks with laser beams attached to their heads.
now this is being called cruel to the people that are crossing the border. However, it is their choice to cross the border illegally and no one is forcing them to. They could try to enter the country legally, but they will not. All of the drug dealers and human traffickers do not tend to do things legally. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker, but that is just my opinion. Now don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more. But before you go, on the left I have last week's video, but you may also enjoy the video on the right.